Hello. I am Mrs. Gambrel and Mrs. Thornton wanted me to talk about creating a great classroom. As we start the school year, we want to make clear rules and expectations for the class. But before we do, let me tell you the reason behind these rules. It's more than just keeping order. It's all about developing a classroom atmosphere, a culture, a safe and fun place where we can learn together. You see, this school should be more than a place to memorize a bunch of facts. It should be a place for you to develop relationships with people you really care about. Because when you get out in the real world, you'll find that your ability to relate to people will be at least as important as your academic preparation. And people in marketing say that the best way to sell products is to genuinely care for the people you're trying to sell to. Here's something for all of us to reflect upon. A Carnegie Foundation study once showed that only 15% of business persons' success could be attributed to job knowledge and technical skills. It showed that 85% of one's success would be determined by what they call ability to deal with people and attitude. So in your groups, I want you to take 30 seconds and share with your partners what you think about that quote. Share with your partner if you agree or disagree and why. Okay, now start. That's why we occasionally take out time to focus on character education, which addresses our attitudes and how we relate to people. One of the biggest hindrances to developing relationships is that we have a bad habit of putting people in categories before we even get to know them. People say, he's just a stuck-up jock, he's a freak, she's an airhead cheerleader. But people are so much more interesting and complex than our shallow impressions. So let's do a little activity to get to know each other a bit better. Please get a paper and pencil. On the paper you will write 3 statements about things that you have done or accomplished. 2 statements should be true, and the other should be false, but not necessarily in that order. Remember to use facts that are not already generally known by your current fellow students. Your objective is to make it hard for student S to guess which statements are true and which are false. Oh, and make sure you leave some space after each statement for other students to write. Here are some examples. I had an iguana named Madonna. I've flown an airplane. I once ate a grasshopper. I had brain surgery. I lived in Canada. I hate Chinese food. Now take 30 seconds to write down your facts. Find a partner to help you fasten the paper to your back. Paper clips or tape will help you accomplish the task. Everyone will need to go around the room and check by the statements that they think are true. We will take 3 to 7 minutes for this activity. Okay. Once everyone has made their checks, sit down and count how many checks you got on your false statement. Let's find out the top 5 who got the most checks. What is this activity about? Take 30 seconds and share your thoughts with your shoulder partner. Did you find it helpful? Putting people in a box keeps us from seeing them for who they really are. What's the stereotype of a cheerleader on TV and movies? Ding, airhead, popular. It's too easy to find out that someone's a cheerleader and put them in a box. By finding out that a cheerleader has much more to her than just cheering. According to TV and movies, what's the typical jock like? Popular, bully, heartless, stuck up. So what happens when you meet a jock who's nice and volunteers his time to teach English as a second language or visit the elderly? It breaks the stereotype. If you want to develop a learning culture in this classroom, a safe and fun place to learn, I say we begin by rejecting stereotypes and realizing that there's more to a person than his or her school activities or your first impression. So during this school year, let's try to make more friends and deepen our friendships. We've got someone you meet in this class just might be the bass player you need in your band or the co-founder of the company you'll one day run. Here are 4 questions I need you to answer on your own paper so we can create classroom rules. The first question is, how do you want me to treat you? The second question is, how do you want to treat one another? The third question is, how do you think I want to be treated? The fourth question is, how should we treat one another when there's conflict? Take 3 minutes and share with your group your thoughts and answers to these questions. One person from each group needs to put at least one of the answers on the large sheet of paper. We will talk about what they look like in the classroom. Once we are finished making our rules, you will sign your name to the poster showing your commitment to following the class rules. Thanks for helping get the class off to a great year. Your smart rules are going to help create a wonderful atmosphere here in the classroom.